the previous race who are really experienced in the glitches categories, the categories with glitches, I should say. And the race is underway. All right, so just a quick thing to say. Both of these runners are going to go through the tutorial, because at the end of the tutorial there is a specific there is a coin that they need to grab, and the combination with 3 coins that they get from an NPC, they can buy a weapon spread to just storm through all the bosses that the category is all about, the all bosses category. Both runners are going to do the tutorial. Some people tend to do some running gun levels, which are like the platform levels, because they have extra coins, and with those coins they want to buy some extra weapons. But the ideal route is to go for these coins, these specific ones, get spread, and just go in with the race. As we've said multiple times, spread is the best weapon in the current patch, damage per second wise, I guess is to say. So it's not really a big problem. Oh, Kaleva's clock is stopping. All right, they're gonna fix it. Don't worry about that. I guess he didn't really change his time without loads, so it's not a big problem. Yeah, usually we have in this game we have auto splitter that pauses the game in low times. So I guess Kaleva forgot to change that clock. So it's not really a big problem, the time on display, as the real time is Dino Shine. Yeah, so interesting thing about this fight, I mean, this fight is really easy. What you tend to do here is take a few hits so that you can use spread more effectively, and then use some spread, some P-shoot AXs to kill the boss really fast. Yeah, really easy fight. Both of the runs didn't really have a problem. They take 2 hits there because it's not really a difficult fight, so yeah, they just are done with that fight. Now, this specific one can be a bit difficult depending on the RNG, as Jason said on the previous race. Kaleva got the easy part, the easy RNG, but I think that if they get the other attack pattern, it's slightly faster. The pattern that, none of them actually got. So I'm pretty sure that both are gonna get a specific skip in this one. You see, in the second phase, the one frog goes to the left side and they do these attacks. If Kaleva has done his job right, he's gonna skip a cycle, and he does skip that cycle, moving on straight to the slot machine. I'm pretty sure Mr. Dino will not really have a problem. That's why we said that in the first phase, that pattern was the easy one. Yeah, Dino gets it as well. Now, Kaleva got frogs. In the slot machine, it has 3 different attacks. Getting the frogs there is by far the easiest, as you can just jump on the platforms and use spread really close. And as we said, spread is the best weapon in the category, so you want to just use spread all the time. Yeah, Kaleva got extremely good RNG in this one, so he might get a really good time after this fight. Yeah, 111 is probably one of the best ones you can get. From what I'm pretty sure that 108 is the best one. And yeah, both of the runs didn't really have a problem with this one, despite the fact that for some reason sometimes it can be a bit problematic. And they actually got the same time, 111. The bosses in the Island 1 are not particularly difficult. You just have to be effective with your EXs, and you have to be really aggressive, because the patterns are really easy to dodge overall. So you want to use spread effectively, and that is like the tricky part, especially for this specific guy who jumps around and can be really annoying. You just see both runners just stick to the boss, and spread does the job for him. As you see, they take some damage. They take some damage to do some specific damage boosts. This is all like part of the run. If you do the damage boost, then you can do some spread EXs. EXs are like the strong attacks of the weapon. As you see Mr. Dino does right now, he takes 2 of them in the last phase. And the spread EX just spreads in 8 different directions. So if you actually are inside the boss, you do maximum damage with those EXs. Both of them had a really, really good fight in Guppy. Dylan, Daras, I don't think we have a record of the previous matches' times. I'm actually working on that, so stay tuned. I think I will make a post with those times in the next few days regarding the times. Yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, from the times that I gathered so far, Kaleva had the third best time overall in the tournament from everyone participating. So he's in really good pace overall, like compared to the other runners. So Hildaberg is the first airplane level in general. It's not really anything weird to say about this fight, under the fact that you will need to do a specific damage boost, as you see Kaleva do right here. Once you retract to the original position after changing faces, Hilda, you can shoot some EXs, and then the missile that the EX of the airplane does goes and does about 6 ticks of damage that usually a missile like that does 3. So you do 3 extra ticks, which is like a lot of damage, and in some situations you skip some stuff. Yeah, Momo, it takes some time to learn the speedrun. I think it's difficult to master, not really difficult to learn though. So if you want to jump into the Cuphead speedrun Discord, there are a lot of people who are willing to help you with that. I'm pretty sure that these runners are willing to do that as well. Yeah, really typical fight. Both of them opted to do the 2 damage boosts. In the last phase, you have the EXs, so you just simply use those EXs to, like, oh, Dino gets an unfortunate death from the start. I was about to say that you just have to worry about those starts, but yeah, that was a really unfortunate death because it was at the end of the fight. That would cost him about a minute and a few seconds. That is a really rough death for Mr. Dino. Kaleva is fighting a Cavity Incarnation, probably one of the hardest bosses in Island 1. He doesn't really have that big of a problem though, I believe. He has practiced this boss fight alone. And he's also one of the best, I believe, in the category. He usually gets below 45 seconds. Maybe in the race he wants to play it slightly safer. He gets the knockout there. Some really interesting things you can do with EXs is use an EX while you're in the air to actually gain some airtime and then do a really good job there. Dodging some specific attacks without airtime. Yeah, Dino getting the revenge kill there on Hilda. As you see, he parries on the boss. He wants to slap the boss. I'm pretty sure he's not really satisfied with that death that he had. Yeah, the Jason Taliso match was indeed pretty good. I agree, Dylan Dash. Moving on to Island 2, Kaleva is going to do the Baroness Bonbon first. Usually you do this strat if you want to go and get the airplane upgrade for the bombs, and Kaleva is one of the few runners who are using the bombs, and they can be pretty helpful in a specific fight. They save about 12 seconds if they are used optimally. Kaleva so far got some really good RNG here, getting the candy corn and then the gumball machine, killing it really fast there. He's gonna save a lot of time with those attacks. And well, I was saying about the RNG, now he got a really bad boss, I guess. It's not really difficult to kill, but the death animation of the Jawbreaker is really long. So I guess you can say that it's not the greatest boss to fight compared to some other ones. He has 3 HP, he's gonna tank the boss, and he's gonna get the quick kill. Oh, he wants to play a bit safe. I'm pretty sure that he had the HP. Oh, he gets a death there. I'm pretty sure that Kaleva was a bit worried for the race, and he wanted to play a bit safe, and that didn't really work out well for him. Let's see if that will actually affect him, because he's really new to races, and Mr. Dino has a chance now to catch up. Usually in this situation, Kaleva had 3 HP in the last phase of the Bonbon fight, so the only thing he had to do was actually tank those hits, and eventually Bonbon would have died, but I'm pretty sure that when he was at 1 HP, he took the second 2 hits, he wanted to play safe with Pea Shooter, and then he just got mind flattered, I believe. As you see, a different route now for Mr. Dino. He's going to go for Beppy first. And the reason he goes for Beppy first is because he's not going to pick up the bombs. Mr. Dino is a low percent player, as I said. And in low percent, you don't use bombs in the airplane. So he's not really familiar on how to use the bombs. So he's just going to go with what he knows is best for him as the fastest route as well. Kaleva gets the knockout on Baroness Bonbon, really slow fight, but I'm pretty sure that death somehow affects his mentality in that fight. He wanted to play a bit safe. As Mr. Dino is at 1 HP, right from the first phase, and he gets a death on Debbie as well. Really unfortunate there for Mr. Dino. Getting 2 hits again on the first phase of Beppy. Beppy can be a bit problematic. Especially if you're trying to use spread like Mr. Dino is, you have to be really aggressive, and you tend to get some hits in the first phase. Another thing to mention now, because there is no weapon swap glitch, you cannot really spam the rotation for the machine gun and bombs for the airplane. But 1 bomb is stored right off the fight, so you can actually do a really quick switch to sneak 1 bomb, extra bomb, for the extra damage there. And another interesting thing Kaleva is doing, he's hitting the pillars 3 times with a machine gun, and then throws a bomb to do the maximum amount of damage and carry the maximum amount of cards to the next phase. As Mr. Dino moves to the last phase of Beppy, it can be a bit problematic sometimes because the penguin spawn can be pretty bad sometimes. Now he gets really good RNG with 3 penguins spawning, and he gets the knockout. Usually 4 penguins spawn, and when they throw you those baseballs, it can be really tricky. A cool thing there from Kaleva, and again another interesting thing that we do in speedruns, when the puppet shoots, you can actually stay behind those bullets and you are going to be safe. Pretty much Kaleva takes the hits, but it's pretty much all calculated, so he gets the knockout. Really nicely fight there from Kaleva. Yeah, everything below 130 is a godlike time, so 129 means that he did a lot of stuff correctly there. He had really good EX usages, he was really pretty much not missing any machine gun shots, so Kaleva did an amazing job in that fight. As you can see, Mr. Dino now doesn't have the bombs, so he's gonna use different strategies that are from low percent categories. That really interesting spot that Kaleva is found right there is a really nice place where you can sit behind Beppy while he dashes and you cannot get hit. It can be a bit tricky to actually time that jump, but if you find it, it can save you a lot of time because you will skip the 3-cycle Beppy on the first turn. Even though Kaleva didn't get it, it's a really nice spot, and if you get it consistently, it can be really good for, you know, morale reasons and such. And another interesting RNG element in Beppy's fight is the third phase with the horses. Kaleva got the green horse there, which means that you can one cycle the green horse. Usually, if you get the yellow horse or the golden horse, you cannot one cycle that phase. So you pretty much lose 4 seconds because of that. As you can see, Dino gets the knockout as well, using the low percent strategies there on the Jimmy fight. He's going to get like 131 as well, pretty close to the 129, but you can see that even on the Jimmy fight, I think that bombs can be slightly useful, can provide a little bit of extra damage. Yeah, Dino had some unfortunate deaths, both Beppy and on the Hilda previously, so he's pretty much one boss behind. It wasn't really that much because of the Beppy death, it was mostly on the Hilda death, because it was at the end of the fight that he was about 1 minute behind now, Kaleva. Despite the fact that Kaleva had a death as well, it wasn't really that big of a deal for him. Airplane levels in Cuphead are mostly managing EXs. You pretty much want to have the bomb when he's about to go rampage, so you use the bomb and then you gather enough EXs. By pairing one pink guy as he does now, he's gonna move to the little bird's face. He's gonna have enough EXs to pairable cards to use an EX as the X closes, as he does now, to keep doing damage to the bird. Nicely fight there from Kaleva. Textbook fight, as Mr. Dino gets good RNG on Baroness and really nice execution as well. Yeah, the RNG in the bird fight can be a bit tricky, as it can corner you on the left side. Kaleva had really good RNG though, because the bird went to the right side. Yeah, Mr. Dino, by the way, had an amazing Baroness boss fight. He got good RNG as well. He got the under minute mark there for the fight, which is something that a lot of people have trouble doing. So he was using a P-shooter effectively and spread effectively in the fight. As Kaleva now is gonna go to the green matchstick fight, probably one of the hardest ones in the game. Oh, I just saw that Mr. Dino got the bombs. I didn't really see him using the bombs in the Jimmy fight though. Maybe I wasn't really paying attention. Yeah, the feather barrels there from the bird. Dino would not really have a problem using the bomb EX there. Just kill it really fast. As Kaleva is really aggressively positioned with the dragon, using spread to skip the phase really fast and go to the next one. Oh, thank you, Resu. He picked up bombs before going to the bird. I guess he wasn't really comfortable for the bird. Oh, Kaleva is at 1 HP from the second phase of the dragon. The dragon is really difficult fight, so going with 1 HP can be really difficult. Let's see if he clutches. Mr. Dino will get the knockout on the bird. Really easy fight there for Mr. Dino. Nicely done. And Kaleva has to do some insane dodging now. As you see, he tends to stop a bit because he doesn't feel comfortable. Oh, this is gonna be really close for him. Oh my god, that was really close from Kaleva. He gets the knockout as well. He was in a really tricky situation, as he didn't have any clouds to go to dash backwards, but the attack barely stopped, and he had that little bit of extra breathing room there. And he got a really fast fight as well. 116 is one incredible time in that fight. Yeah, that was an insane clutch there from Kaleva, because that attack barely missed him. No. Yeah, let's see how Mr. Dino does. Yeah, well, I said he was gonna play safe. I don't know, man. Kaleva is a crazy dude. I'm really excited to see how he does in the tournament. He's fighting the B right now. B can be a bit problematic as far as the RNG goes in the second phase. So let's see what RNG he gets. As Mr. Dino will opt to use the P shooter, gain some distance, use P shooter in the second phase of the dragon, and then go for the spread as the clouds come closer. Kaleva gets the middle pattern, which is probably the worst one to get there. But I think he will stop. As you see, he stopped doing attack because he wants to get a second cycle and then get the quick kill. As Mr. Dino now moves to the last phase of the dragon, let's see if he can clutch it as well. Nice touches there. Mr. Dino has experience with the dragon. He gets the knockout nicely. And now Kaleva will try to get the quick kill. And he will probably get it because he calculated damage. Yeah, he barely gets it. But as you can see, he stopped doing damage in the second phase just to get a second cycle to get the easier quick kill. Yeah, by the way, Mr. Dino got a 112 dragon, which is a really, really impressive time for the dragon. He played really well using P shooter and switching to spread as well. So that was an extremely impressive fight there for Mr. Dino. As Kaleva is fighting now the robot. The robot fight is the biggest time saver if you have bombs. Now, I don't know if Mr. Dino has experience with the bombs, so he might not really use them effectively. You can see that he damages the middle pattern and the bottom pattern, the middle part and the bottom part at the same time using the bombs. So he pretty much kills that phase really, really fast. And a really quick kill that he will get here. He will use the big bomb right before the head gets out of the screen to get the quick kill there on the second phase. From now on, it's like a bullet hell now with the scientist. He will opt to get a damage booster. I don't know if it was worth it, but he got it. He went for it anyways. He thought that, why not? He has the HP, so why not do the damage boost? And he gets a really quick knockout. As Mr. Dino will most likely get the quick kill there on the B, because he had some really good patterns. Let's see if he gets it. Yeah, he gets it. He got really good energy, getting one of the side patterns then, and then getting the second cycle in the middle pattern for the B. Resu, I'm not sure if he actually dropped the small bomb, because I'm not really aware if you can do that, but if there was like a small explosion, he did. I wasn't really paying that much attention to that explosion part, but I'm not sure if you can do this in this patch. Maybe someone in chat knows if you can do this. So we're gonna see now if Kaleva is gonna have trouble with Sally. Sally is one of the easiest boss fights in the game, so I don't think he will have any troubles with this one. We see Dino using the bombs as well to take down the hatch and the middle pattern, and I guess he knew how to do that. It wasn't really that difficult to do anyways. Oh, he did? Yeah, thanks guys from the stream. Interesting thing that Kaleva will do now, he will do a damage boost on the wave. Instead of actually breaking the meteor and trying to not get hit there, he will try to tank the hit because he had the HP to just do damage, keep doing damage to the boss, and quickly get the kill there for her. A 102 is a really good fight there for Sally. Mr. Dino, in the meantime, in the bullet hell, he has some pretty decent RNG as far as the parable projectiles that Dr. Carl is giving him, and he's probably going to be done with the fight in a few seconds. He gets the knockout, yeah. Yeah, moving on to Werner Verman, a boss fight that a lot of people have trouble in this category. The thing is, it's not really that difficult to dodge stuff. You have to use spread in this category to be effective. So you have to be really aggressive in positioning, and sometimes that can mess you up because the movement of the tank can be a bit not predictable, I guess. But Kaleva tends to be extremely passive, playing the catapult really, really safe, so he gets a 3 cycle there. Yeah, so from now on, it's going to be a bit dodging there for Kaleva. Now he, instead of going up and using an EX, he will go below and use a spread from below. Usually you stand up using the EX for that extra time to dodge the flamethrower, but I guess Kaleva want to be extremely safe in that race. He will get hit there. He knew that it was about the fight was about to end, so he didn't really have any troubles with it. In the meantime, Dino moves to the third phase of Sally. Let's see if he gets the big wave attack. He will opt to get the damage. He had the 3 HP as well. We have so much HP, it's not really that big of a deal taking that damage. And he's going to use the strat with the 5 EXs to get a really fast kill, and he gets it. Now Kaleva is fighting Briny Beard, and Briny Beard is one of those fights that Jason said in the previous race that the time difference varies because of the RNG. It can go from 45 seconds to a minute, a little bit over a minute, I think, depending on the RNG, if I'm not mistaken. But it appears that Kaleva got some good RNG, I think, so far. And yeah, he gets a squid as well. That is pretty good RNG. I'm pretty sure that Kaleva will get a 3 cycle first phase. Yeah, he gets 3 cycle. Insanely good RNG there from Kaleva. As you will see now, he will try, I know Kaleva, and he will actually go for the parry laser, I believe. Oh no, he's gonna tank the laser, nevertheless, for a really good fight. Yeah, 49 is probably an insane time for Kaleva. I don't think he has gotten a 49 ever. His golden split, I guess I should say, is a 50, from what I remember. That can be tough for Mr. Dino now with 1 HP on the last phase of Vermin. Vermin, he dies there from the flamethrower. That was a bit unfortunate.
Here's a real high-class bout. It's on.
Right, if there are any TMR supporters in chat, I can see some TMR gasms, I guess, since Kaleva is fighting Kalamaria. It's one of those fights that RNG can affect you somehow. If you get like parable attacks and such, you can get like specific time saves and time losses. So far, he got pretty decent RNG with attack patterns that give you parables. So he's gonna go to the second phase, I believe, with a full meter of EXs to use a bomb to dodge the petrifying gaze. And Mr. Dino is having a lot of trouble with Verma. Let's see if he skips to the last phase. He goes to the last phase, and he's probably not gonna have a bad time there. Yeah, if you stay to the face of Kalamaria, you will not really have a problem dodging petrifying gazes. Mr. Dino, by the way, gets knocked out. Werner Verma gave him trouble, so it's nice to actually be done with a boss that gives you trouble. And Kaleva gets the knockout as well. Speedrun strats there, staying in front of the phase in the last phase of Kalamaria. And he gets a 106, which is, I believe it's one of the best times you can get on Kalamaria. Despite the fact that Kaleva has the lead, there are some difficult bosses coming up. The train boss in specific is a really tough one if you don't manage your position well with the cart. And of course, we have the Devil, which can be really difficult in the Glitchless category. And let's see if Mr. Dino can actually catch up.
Now go.
In the train fight, you can either try to be slightly more aggressive, or as you see, Kaleva tends to be slightly passive, and now he tends to be aggressive. Okay, that's like a little bit of mix, I guess, in the styles there. Getting like a little bit of spread and visual damage there. In the meantime, Mr. Dino gets some decent... Oh, no, he got the dogs. The dogs is not the greatest attack pattern that you can get, but that's a bit unfortunate. As Kaleva misses the 2-cycle, barely misses the 2-cycle on the skeleton because one of the pumpkins dropped a pink block on the card. That would have been a really nice time save there from him. As Mr. Dino plays the fight safe, gets the knockout on the Briny Beard. Easily done. Slightly more aggression there from Kaleva. He had the time to do stuff there, to be slightly more aggressive, get positioned right below the twin head there, beast, whatever that is. And now he's going to stay on the left side of the screen, use on EX, position himself block with Bishura, and when the train comes back, jumps with spread. And he's going to repeat that until he gets the knockout. Pretty sure he's going to get it now. Yeah. Yeah, textbook play there from Kaleva for the last phase. That is how you do the last phase of the train. There are a lot of variances, I guess, that I've seen. Some people tend to stay in the middle and use spread right off the bat, but I think this one with the Bishura is the most effective one. As Mr. Dino gets some decent RNG, I guess I should say, on Calamaria. Now this is tricky with the Blowfists and the Ghosts, but he gets some Parables as well, and he's probably going to go to the second phase of Calamaria without with a full boom bomb. I mean, oh, he's going to get an extra cycle, so it's a bit unfortunate. He gets 2 hits as well. He's going to have to clutch that fight. Kaleva, in the meantime, he's going to go for the really fast route there from King Dice. He's going to opt to go to number 2, 4, and 8 for a really, really fast kill there. Let's see if Mr. Dino clutches this fight. He's going to stay close to Calamaria and then to dodge the pillars. Is going to be really, really difficult for Mr. Dino. He gets a knockout. Nicely done. And Kaleva, by the way, got the 2-cycle poker chips. 2-cycle poker chips with a Bishura like that is what you want to do. He got it. He barely missed the slightly faster one, so he could have been like, I don't know, half a second faster, but I'm pretty sure that he's satisfied with that quick kill.
This match will get red hot. And begin!
The Dominus fight now are really, really easy in general. You just stay close to the spread. You just have to be really careful with the projectiles that they fire. So you see Kaleva took 1 hit there, so he tends to be slightly more passive. He doesn't want to get hit another time because he doesn't have any hearts on the board. And he gets the knockout. Nicely done. I can confirm, Danzo, John Glomington, this is a high-class bout. Kaleva got some really good heart RNG there. Number 8 gave him 1 heart, so he had some really good RNG. As Mr. Dino misses the 2-cycle, the training phase there. Number 8 ball, the magic 8 ball, whatever the name is boss fight in Glitchless in pretty much every category, which you can just stay below that 8 ball and use spread and jump and use an EX and hit with the full thing. So it's pretty nice to see him dealing with that really fast. As Mr. Dino moves to the final phase of the train, as I said, he's low percent player, but he's now going to try from different strats with a middle card pattern. He's going to use spread effectively. As Kaleva is on the last phase of the King Dice fight. And now Dino switches to the original low percent strats. As if he actually clutches it. It's going to be a pretty passive. Both of them get the knockout, but Kaleva is in the lead by about 2.5 minutes. And he got a time of 2:17, pretty nicely done there. A brawl is surely brewing, that is for sure. You missed Blocky Kaleva going to the final boss now as Mr. Dino enters the hell. I gotta say that the devil fight is a really tricky one in the glitches category. So, Mr. Dino still has a chance if Kaleva completely chokes on the devil. But I'm pretty sure that a player of Kaleva's caliber will not really have any troubles with him. In the devil fight, you simply just stay on his face, you spread, and as you see in the dragon, he's gonna slide his way onto a safe spot and duck. It's really easy attack pattern. He parried those flame things. He got into the devil's face and he used a spread EX. That will give him a really nice damage to skip really to the second phase of the devil, going straight down to hell. As you know, the devil's hitbox are his eyes, so if you actually jump right in his eyes and you use a spread EX, you pretty much deal full damage. He stays underneath in the edge of the platforms and he aims upwards on the eyes and he gets really cool kill though. Yeah, Kaleva is about to finish the run as Mr. Dino is like 2.5 minutes ahead. Kaleva is Dino is 2.5 minutes behind, I should say. And he should probably get the GG right here. He gets the knockout, nicely done there from Kaleva. Parrying that tier and using a spread EX, finishing with style and with 3 HP, I believe so. And I think a really good time. Yeah, 116 is pretty good. Yeah, he got A+. A+ on Devil, as his performance in the race was. GG's to Kaleva. Really nicely done, despite one little mess-up, but he managed to do it. As Mr. Dino still fights the Dominos. Alright, let me see if I can bring Kaleva for a small interview. Mr. Dino is fighting King Dice. Alright, so Mr. Dino is on the Magic 8 Ball, so it really textbook fight for him. It's not really that difficult. So let's see how he does in the King Dice fight himself. Yeah, Dino had 3 deaths, 3 unfortunate deaths there. One in the Verdant Environment, one in the and one in Beppy as well. So, hello Kaleva, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Congratulations, man, for your victory. And that was a really nice race. I think Mr. Dino had some really unfortunate deaths. You had an unfortunate death yourself.
Yeah.
What do you have to say overall about the race? As Mr. Dino is about to get the knockout, by the way. He gets the knockout on the King Dice fight. He gets Mr. Dino gets the knockout. Tell us a little bit about it. Yeah, as well.
Yeah, so it was a solid run, except that Baroness. I had that race thing that I'm nervous during tournaments, more nervous than during actual runs, so it was a great run, but I kind of panicked in that Baroness fight when I took the 2 hits, and I don't know, it was really awkward.
Yeah, as I said to all the viewers that you are, one of the best runners that we have now. You recently have improved a lot. You got a UPB sub 33 minute without loads, which is
Yeah.
top 3 in the leaderboards. But you don't have experience in races. So do you think that after your first race, this one was better as far as nerves goes?
Well, except that Baroness fight, this was better because I have practiced the most critical bosses more now since I've noticed that I'm losing too much time in them. So I got really solid fights in this run.
Yeah, you had the magic 49 second fight in the Captain Brownie Beard. I
Yeah.
secretly gave you the blessing of the two. um, uh, but yeah, you had a really solid race. I think you were really close to your first race performance.
Yeah, I was.
Fun fact.
I would have been pretty close to my record also if I didn't have died in that Baroness fight. It would have been something like 33 and yeah, like low 33 maybe.
As Mr. Dino is now fighting the devil, he got really unfortunate RNG there in the first fight, so he had to reset. He took 2 really early hits, and now he's moving on to the second phase, and it's going to be a bit tricky for him. Kaleva, now you're going to be facing Velisto on the next race, on the semifinals of the upper bracket. What do you think about the next match?
Well, I've seen Wellis's runs and he got a really good time in that. I'm not sure what was his time today, but I think he died once, but he got really good time in that, like his first match. So it's gonna be a great match and I really have to like succeed in that game, so
yeah,
I'm kinda excited.
Let's see if Mr. Dino now, he moves on to the final phase of the devil. He barely dodges the tier, he gets the knockout, really close knockout from Mr. Dino. He clutches that fight. He was a 1 HP and he barely dodged that tier from the devil. Nicely done there from Mr. Dino, finishes with a 41-41 exactly. That is pretty cool. As I'm gonna bring Mr. Dino now for an interview, can you tell us what are you planning on doing in this category? Are you going for world record attempts and such?
Well, I'm definitely going to try to improve my time since I'm really I'm not happy like on some boss fights in my PB. Like I think I have something like 10 seconds to save on that Dr. Carl's robot, and I also have time to save on Dragon, and I had also some really slow fights that I can improve on, and I'm definitely trying to get a better time at least once more time. So yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what you're going to do in the future in this category. And we are joined with Mr. Dino here. Mr. Dino, how do you feel about the race? GG, by the way, on your run.
Hey, Tusi. It's hard to tell. I died 3 times there, but I got some goals at the very end. I got a gold in the Phantom Express, and I got a gold in King Dice. So I guess I'm happy for those goals, but I'm not so happy for the deaths that I got, especially the one in Hilda.
I was pretty sure that when you died on Hilda, because it was like right at the end of the fight, that happened to your stream earlier these days, and you said that it's like one of your worst fights, right? Am I correct?
It is, and yeah, like for some reason since yesterday I've been having like tons and tons and tons of troubles with Hilda. Like even any type of PB attempt or just training or whatever, I've been dying in Hilda so much lately for reasons. I don't know what I'm doing different or more risky or something, but I've been dying a lot in Hilda.
I mean, you were going up against Kaleva, so you had to take the risks. You know, you have to do the double damage boost because you know that your opponent is going to do it as well. Nevertheless, though, the race was actually very close because at one point, because Kaleva had a death in Bonbon, so you had a little bit of catch up there.
Got it. But yeah, congratulations, Kaleva. I really wanted to do a closer race. I mean, I knew that most likely Kaleva was going to beat me, but I wanted to give as close as a race as possible. It was probably not the closest race, but still I'm happy with it, and I'm still alive, so it's okay.
Yeah, you got the golds though, as you said. So any gold in a speedrun attempt is, pretty nice to have, right?
It is.
So for the future of the tournament for the two gentlemen, Kaleva is going to be facing, as we said, Veliso in the semifinals of the upper bracket, of the winners bracket, I guess I should say. So it's going to be a really close game as Veliso clutches all the games, and I'm pretty sure the two are going to be really close to each other. As for you, Mr. Dino, you're going to be facing the winner between the match of Kuriru and myself. So I have a chance of actually playing against you. It's going to be a great honor. So.
Well, it's going to be fun if that happens to be the case, but good luck to you and Kuriru as well. I'm just expecting for it to be a good race as well.
Yeah, it sure will be, and I'm really looking forward to that as well. Gentlemen, any final thoughts before I do like a close with the schedule and stuff in the future?
Well, I actually wanted to say that I'm really happy about my devil fight because I got the spinning flame attack and I got that really nice super tank during that part. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, that was like really impressive to watch. Whenever like speedrunners do like some ridiculous dodges, it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Mr. Dino, I asked that from Kaleva. What can we expect from you in the future in like Cuphead speedruns?
So on Cuphead speedruns, I have like 3 goals right now. I want to be on that club, like sub 34, sub 33 in this category. I really want to get into the 25 mark for glitches, all bosses. And for those of you that have followed me or have watched my channel, I definitely want to claim the world records for low percent. I'm going to keep fighting for those. I've been very close lately, but have been screwing up at the very end somehow.
Yeah, I mean, you are the low percent guy. I remember you from the beginning of Cuphead speedruns. You were the low percent guy. Even though there weren't really that many doing that category, you were the one doing it. So it's definitely exciting to watch you doing those low percent attempts. So, yeah, gentlemen, I think that is for us. I think I might as well just mention the schedule for future Cuphead matches in the tournament. Coming up on Sunday, we have a double match at 4 p.m. EDT. It's going to be the match between Jason and Optimistic Gamer. Jason usually brings some crazy strats, so we never know what we're going to expect in that one. And we also have the match between Laurie the Bunnykins and Justin, Justin has been really impressive lately. So I really want to see how much he improved over those past days. And later on the Sunday as well, we have the 6 p.m. match with Kuriru and myself. So I'm really excited about that match too.
Yep.
All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Speed Gaming, for hosting those 2 races today. It was really nice. I think we had a really nice match. That Veliso TMR game was extremely close. So I'm really happy to say that all the runners today have been really impressive. Congratulations to both of you once again.
Well, thank you, Tusi, for the commentary, and thank you everyone for watching. Have a good one.
Yep, have a good one, everyone.